Hi everyone, and welcome to Cards Against the Climate Crisis. This is our final event on the second day of Now Play This 2021. We'll be playing two really interesting games that involve fighting the climate crisis with cards, Ecologic and Carbon City Neutral World Edition. My name is Sebastian Quack. I'm director of Now Play This festival, and I'd like to introduce the really lovely group of people that are joining us for this session today. And I have to say, we did record this in advance, so they won't be able to answer your questions in the Twitch right away. So we have with us Vitalis Rodens, who has a background in chemistry and health. He's currently working on his doctorate in public health in Germany, and he's very active in the board game scene. And is one of the members of the design team around the game Ecologic. So welcome, Vitalis. Glad you're with us.
Thank you. Happy to be with you today.
Great. And the second designer we have with us is Sam Illingworth, who uses poetry and games to develop dialogue between different communities. He's associate professor at Edinburgh University, and he's one of the designers of Carbon City Neutral. Hi, Sam. Great to have you with us.
Hi, Sebastian. Lovely to be here.
And then I'd love to welcome two very special friends of the festival, board game experts in their own way, to play with us today. We have Cindy Bresciani, who works at the intersection of games, documentary film, and politics. And in 2019, her game Propaganda was also in the Now Play This program. So Cindy, welcome back to Now Play This. Hi.
Hi, nice to see you again. Thank you for the invite.
And also a very warm welcome to Casey Okwagu, who's a designer and organizer who also showed a game at Now Play This in 2019. That was Safe Journey, and he's also the founder of Nipcard, which is the first board game company and cafe in Nigeria. So hi, Casey, welcome.
Hi, thank you, and very great to be there. Hi, everyone.
Cool. And also behind the scenes is Nick Murray in the virtual control room. So he'll be moving around the camera that you'll see, and you might hear his voice also coming from the control room. Hi, Nick.
Hello.
Cool. So how's this going to work? So we've all met up here in Tabletopia, which is an online platform for board games that's especially useful during the pandemic. And it's also a weird and wonderful thing in itself. We'll first play Ecologic, and then we'll play Carbon City Neutral. And while we play, we'll chat a bit about the games, what we think about the games, what their approaches are, and also how they kind of deal with a similar topic in different ways. After this stream, you can either jump directly onto Tabletopia yourself. We'll have the links in the event description. So you can play with your friends or with family, or you can head over to the digital festival courtyard, where you'll be able to find a group of players that you might not know yet to play with. And we'll help you with that, finding other players on there. So great, let's get started. We're here looking at the board of Ecologic. And Vitalis, maybe you can give like a really high-level overview of Ecologic. Like, what is this game about? What role do we have as players, and what is our goal?
Sure. Yes. This game is about learning or teaching about sustainable development. And we as players represent 4 different mining companies working on this patch of land where there is no industry yet. And our main goal is not to earn the most money, as you would expect from most of the game. It is to achieve the best balance between your income and the influence on the environment that your production has. So this is the simple way to share the idea of sustainable development. Plus, we will be reading all the cards that come up onto the table, which also provides some educational background to some ways that the industry and we as people could make the environment much better for us and for the future generations.
Cool. So, but we do want to make some money, right?
Of course, yes. No sustainable development is possible without investments, right? So we're not also trying to go bankrupt, but stay green. We want to do the best in both aspects.
Great, thanks, Vitalia. So I've prepared the board a little bit to the point where we could just start playing. From my understanding, now is the time where we all kind of place our first refineries and kind of oil industry components on the board. Is that correct, Vitalia?
Exactly. Yes. Each player.
Anywhere,
Sorry?
yeah. Any unoccupied territory.
Sorry, Casey. It's a little bit different for me to make out what you're saying. Maybe you could make your mic a bit louder.
Okay. I meant we can put up a refinery in an unoccupied territory. Yeah?
Yes, yes. So each player has the cubic tokens of mineral refineries and cylinders for oil refineries. And on the board, you can also see which territories have the respective resources. To prepare for the game, this is not the game yet. Yeah, we all start with one token of each type. We can take them out of the bags.
Cool.
Yep. I just placed it on the table, not on the board yet. The rules for placement of refinery tokens are very simple. The very first token you put in this game, you can place it on any unoccupied territory, as Casey has correctly mentioned. And all the following tokens should go into the territory where your refineries are already placed or on the adjacent territories. So you can't really separate your production very far apart. You can also see the green numbers on each of the sectors. This is a so-called environmental capacity. So pretty much saying how much biodiversity there is and different species and how sensitive they are. And this is something that the first player to place their refinery claims for their scoring board here, or not scoring board, but they will increase the amount of enviros, the green points, right, on their tablet by that much as it's written here on each token. Yeah. So we agreed that
let's do it. Yeah.
In right. So maybe you could.
Should I start? Okay, I will start just to show it. So basically, I just take one of my mineral refineries and I will put it right here in the middle. Is that okay? And
Sure.
then I can get this 5 enviro thing, right?
Yes, you can remove it from the board. There is a
Remove
nice
it.
bag to put it into.
Okay.
You don't need it anymore. Yep. And on your tablet, you mark the 5 as your current ecological budget, right? We all start with 10 profits, which is our money, our capital, right? But the environment we have to take care of ourselves. And now we're going clockwise.
So next is Sam, right?
Yeah.
Clockwise, yes, that's right. Note that you cannot occupy or place your tokens where somebody else already started their production.
Right. So I've seen this really nice little forest down here. So I'm gonna put my minerals here, take this out, pop it in this bag there, right?
Sure.
So my rationale there is that, look, we all need forests in our lives. Let's just take it straight up. I'm trying to be generous, but really I just don't want Casey to have it because I already see that he's my main competition here by the way in which he's staring intently at the screen.
Oh my, can you show me what I've not seen yet? What happens with the game table where you just know that there is something the other player will play and your move is all rubbish, but you just keep quiet.
So yeah, so that's the end of my go. I've taken that forest, and I've now increased up to 5 on my ecology.
Yep, those are called enviros.
Sorry,
right?
enviros.
And profits. Should be quite clear which is which.
So it's my turn.
So I think Cindy is next, right?
Yes.
Cindy, are you yellow?
Yes, I'm just trying to think, what do I do? Because I'm just trying. I don't want to be part of this heavy competition that is going on. So I'm just gonna go to this like little. Is it like a river? Yeah, and take my little one.
Yeah, like a beautiful meadow there.
Yeah, and
I would
my
just note that there you can mine oil, which would be the cylindrical token, but yeah, not the cubic one. Yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise,
Should I do that then?
Yeah, you just swap with the cylinder. Yeah.
Okay, cool. What is the difference again between the two? So like why is that oil and not my mineral?
Well, I mean, there are 2 different kinds of resources. I mean, ultimately they have the same effect, but the thing is that this game is heavily auction based, right?
Yeah.
And therefore, the prices for the next tokens depend on how many such tokens of this type are already on the board. And this we can mark here on the sides of the board. Actually, we should do that now. You see those numbers on the sides? This is so the starting price for the oil refineries. This is for minerals. They should be equal to the number of tokens on the board plus 1. Right now, we're not paying anything since we're starting with the 2 tokens or 1 token of each type, right? But we should keep track and adjust this price. So right now, this should be the mineral should be on 3, right? And oil should be on 2. Because we have 2 cubes plus 1, that would be 3 here. Yep, and oil would be 2.
Cool. So now, Casey, you can place your refineries. I think you can go twice, right? Is that correct?
Yes, the last player here will do or place 2 tokens, and then we go backwards contract clockwise to make it more fair.
Why am I having this so much opportunity? I don't understand the game totally. Before I get to play 2 times again,
you have, if you should take also 1 oil refinery out, you have in the beginning of the game 1 token of each type. So you place both of them, but remember the rules, they should be adjacent to each other in adjacent territories.
Okay, I'll go for 1. Let me start with 1, and I'll place 1. Next. Please don't laugh at me if I'm making the wrong.
Cool.
So what do I do with the environs?
So you add them to your Enviro budget. So there's this green card in the middle at the bottom, and you can mark that you have 2 Enviros.
Do you mark it with the Enviro that you collect or with the token?
Just with a token, like with the
Okay.
token at the bottom, yeah.
Okay.
Cool, and Cindy and Sam, you can also place your second refinery or oil rig now.
Oh, it should be in that order. First Cindy,
Yeah.
then Sam.
No, I'm gonna wait for
Do the
Sam
right thing.
because I'm
Okay.
still a bit lost.
Okay, I'll go then. And I'm writing, am I still putting a mineral or an oil token down here? Sorry.
You have only the oil token
The
left.
oil one. Okay, thank you. And I'm right in thinking I have to place it next to one that's already occupied now because it's my second one, right? Or this can go
That's
anywhere.
right. Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. So I'm going to place it here.
Now this is a mineral territory. If you look at the pictures there.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
So you have only 2 possibilities.
Sorry, let me zoom in so I can see where I can go. Okay, got you. So where are the 2 possibilities? Sorry, my screen's a bit small. Where are the 2?
Yeah, you can see the orange hand, right? This is the adjacent oil
got you.
territory.
Yeah, sorry.
And also here.
Okay, thank you. Okay, in which case I will take this one here. I'll just pop that there for now. I'll pop that. And then I'll score myself. That goes at 1, right? So that should be on 6 now. And then
it looks like Cindy has been kind of cornered, which is still not a problem, right? This game is not about expansion. This game is about managing your income and environment. So actually, if you're cornered here, this still doesn't prevent you from winning.
Can I ask a question? So
Sure.
if I put an oil, now do I have to put oil again, or can it be refinery?
Well, you already have put the oil refiner here in the corner, right? And you start with just 1 oil and 1 mineral.
Mineral, sorry, mineral, yes. So now the second one, it can be mineral. It doesn't have to be oil.
It has to be minerals. You have 1 of each in the beginning.
Oh,
right?
yeah, 1 of each. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but looks like there is no adjacent territories here, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you can continue in this corner. It's okay. You will still be able to develop, right? Because this game, as I said, is about the balance, and the person who gets the best or the closest enviros
Yes.
to profits ratio, right? One to each other, one to another will be the winner. So actually, you can try. It's a little bit of a challenge, right? But you can try and beat the other players by managing your small industry very efficiently.
Yeah. So in this case, what could I like? What are my possibilities then?
Yeah, right now then you have to leave your mineral token unplaced. You still keep it
Okay, and just
because
wait.
yeah, the situation on the board can change. Some factories or
Yeah,
refineries
I was
can
going to
close,
ask. Okay,
and then you
interesting.
will be able to place yours.
Okay,
So it's not a big problem.
so I'm just done then with my turn. I can't do anything.
Sure. Yes. And now Seb.
Yeah, so I will go here and grab this enviro and move that up. So yeah, so basically now I think we're through with preparation and we can actually start first round, right?
Sure.
Cool.
Yeah. So the game is kind of governed by the event cards. Every turn there is a leading player, right? The initiator, whose figure we can see in the respective corner. They take the top event card.
I will do that.
And we resolve the event.
Okay, I flip it over and the event is state support. And here we're going to build an innovative brick factory. All players receive 5 money.
Yay!
Good start, I would say. We just get free money.
Yeah, so everyone increases their profits by 5.
Cool. And with this money, we can now like buy stuff, right?
Yes, the game runs, every turn runs in 4 phases, and you can see them here on the board, just as a hint. Yeah. So first, the event phase, which I already have done, opening the card, reading it aloud, and if there is any immediate effect, doing that. Then there is the action phase. So action phase is where all the trading happens. So what you as the company owner want to do? First of all, you want to keep increasing your production, right? You need to get more refinery tokens, but also to take care of the environment, which we haven't done yet, right? We're just starting. There are the eco initiatives here. This is this deck here.
I think I want to get one of those.
Let us take a look, maybe just take a look at what it looks like.
Yeah. Here's one.
Yes. So those are various activities that you can take to reduce the effect that your production has on the environment.
Okay, I will read this one. So this one says environmental education. I think it costs 2. You can't solve global environmental issues without society's involvement. You need to inform people about current issues, their underlying causes, and possible solutions.
Yes. So in this game, everything, all the purchases are done through auctions, right? We cannot buy something directly, like in a shop, right? But the one who bids the highest gets that. So this is why all the tokens, refinery tokens and environmental eco initiatives, they have a starting price. Here at the top left is the starting price for that initiative, right? There are ones which are cheaper and have a lower effect, and there are ones which are more expensive but have a much stronger effect. Well, here in the bottom right corner, you can see what effect this will have every turn, right? So every turn, it will give you a certain amount of enviros, that's the green plus, and it will cost you something in terms of profits every turn, but this one is the cheapest one, it costs you 0, right? It has the smallest green effect, right? But also costs you nothing.
This sounds great. I think I want to bid on this. So I would start bidding with 2. Anyone going higher?
I'll go in at 4.
Whoa. I thought.
I just have to mention that in this phase, an action phase, every player gets to start an auction. So if you miss out right now, you will have your chance still.
Okay.
AC, did you want to go higher than 4? No? Sam, you're at 4, right? I think I'm going to go up to 5 then.
Okay, I'll go to 6.
Okay.
7?
Okay, I'll go to 8.
Okay, I'll let you have it for 8.
Education is really important to me, Seb. That's okay.
Yeah, fine.
Sure.
Okay, the card is yours. Here.
Okay, and then you'll have to adjust your profits accordingly. You have spent 8.
Do I automatically, do I get the Environ bonus now, or does that come on later, Vitalis?
No, if you take a look at the phases here, after all the auctions and purchases, right, there are two accounting phases. First, the environmental impact. And on the right side of your tablet, you can see a small memo which helps you calculate how much your refineries impact the environment, right? Depending on the level of the refinery, which is the number of tokens of that type on the same territory, right? So far, we only have level 1 refineries. Each of them will lose you 1 enviro point, but give you 1 profit. So first, we calculate the net environmental change. And after that comes the income phase, where we do the same, but for all the capital, right? We gain money from the refineries and we spend them on initiatives which require some investments, right? Continuous investments. Yeah, this is how this happens in that order. Right now, we don't change anything else. All right, so this was a Seb's auction, right? You can also start an auction for a refinery token. And as I said, you can take a look at the starting prices on the sides of the board. We need to adjust them. So for the cubes, which are minerals, there are 3 on the board, plus 1, it should be at 4. This is your minimal starting price for the 4th cube.
Yeah.
It was right here, right, to the 4. While for oil, we have 4 on the board, plus 1, that makes it 5. So you see, the further you go into the game, the more expensive it gets to purchase new refineries, right? So this kind of slows down your dynamic. You can't really expand wildly. Alrighty, yeah, so as I said, you can also start an auction for a refinery token, but you'll have to just announce that, and it's not definite that you will get it, right? Someone might outbid you.
Okay, so it's your choice, Sam, now, I think.
Okay.
So I'm going to start a bid. I'm going to start the auction for a refinery token then.
You have to decide which kind. Is it mineral?
Sorry, oil.
Mm-hmm.
That's 5.
Yeah, you have to declare your starting price. It has to be at least 4, but you can go also above.
I'm going to start with 7.
7 what? When it's worth 4 or 5.
You can only raise the price or wait for your own auction to start. You can't go lower.
So I don't know. Cindy, you want to go higher?
I was wondering, like, how much do I have? Do I have only 6, which is what I have in my card, or?
You have 15, I think, because we started with 10 and we got 5 from the first.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, you should mark it on your player tablet that's in front of you, right? You haven't adjusted your profits yet. It should be at 15.
Oh. So, okay. No, I think I'm fine because I'm still trying to understand what do I do with my little piece of land.
Okay.
Well, put more oil rigs on it, of course.
Okay, right, so anyone
bids for the refinery, what happens?
I get it for 7. If no one else bids, I get it for my starting bid of 7.
Yep.
Wow.
You're all far too passive. It's come on, it's about expansion. We need to get these oil rigs down as soon as possible.
Okay.
But again, both Casey and Cindy will also have their auctions that they can start. So there's no need to be overactive. Maybe. Everyone decides for themselves.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Because I have a lot of questions. So when we are, so now at this point, like, because I'm just focused at my little piece of land. So if I bid the refinery, the oil refinery, and then if I get it, then what do I do with that? Like, I expand it in my own land?
Yes. If you place another token in the same piece of land, you kind of improve it, right? This you increase the. You see on the right side of the tablet, it says how higher level refineries are giving you more money, right, for relatively less environmental damage. So this is what you can do. You go intensive, not extensive, right? You get the second level refinery here. But as I said, let me just remind you guys of the actual goal. We're not trying to get the most profit. We want to keep our both enviros and profits close to each other by the end of the game, which should be 5 turns, if I get it right.
Yeah. Is the auction of Sam closed, or did you win? Or
That's
is
the
it
question.
still
Yeah. Are we outbidding or not?
I think it's still
I
open.
wanted to,
You can still bid if you want.
yeah, because I wanted to ask the game designer if, looking at my conditions, would you suggest me to bid or not?
I mean, you could, on one hand, you could try. On the other hand, look, Sam has got started the price like almost 2 times more expensive than the minimum starting price, right? Even if he wins this
Yes,
auction,
almost. So it's too high.
you can start it from 5 next time. So there's no need to.
Okay.
You could, of course, but if you want to be more financially efficient, right? You could just skip it.
Because what I'm thinking is that if I start at 5, they will still get it from me with like 6, 7.
Well, first of all, take a look at how much money will remain after the auctions. I think, Seb, have you? Okay, you haven't won.
Vitalis, don't be giving away my game strategy here. Don't.
Well,
Cindy,
I mean, I'm being
Cindy,
asked.
don't concern yourself. Cindy, don't worry about how much money I've got. Don't worry about that, Cindy. That should not. Don't worry about it.
How much? Because I can't read. So,
I've probably got about 30 left, I think, Cindy, something
no,
like
you
that.
don't. So how much? How much would
let
he
me
have
check
left?
how much he has.
Well, Sebastian, we don't need to worry about that. Don't worry about how much I've got left.
I think he has around 10.
All the financial reports are open, so there's no need.
10.
Yeah.
Look, if you want,
That's
you have
how
to
much?
submit a freedom of information request if you want to see how much money I've got, right?
So I am submitting a request to see the financials of Sam's oil and mineral refineries. So now how much?
Okay, so I can tell you that I have 15 with a standard deviation
Right
of
now.
8. So, okay. Joking aside, I have 7 money left. That's how much I've got. 7 budget.
Wow.
And you're bidding it all for this.
Risky.
Indeed.
Risky.
Okay, so I'm gonna be. And how much does KC have?
I have just 15, but I'm not bidding for some.
Okay, so I'm gonna be. You bid 7, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. I'm losing this game anyway, so I'm gonna bid 8 for the refinery.
Well, I obviously can't improve my bid.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, I'm also going to pass on this. KC, you want to bid higher, or you want to wait?
No, I'm not bidding. I'm not bidding.
So what do I do now?
Yeah. So
I guess I won the bid.
Yes.
Yes.
You need to adjust your profits,
so
right?
Okay. So if you could help me again with like how I adjust my profit, it's the green card, right, or not?
No, look in front of you, right? There is an orange on the left, which is money, and the green on the right, on the middle.
Yes.
You should have had 15, right?
Okay.
Because everyone got state support, but now you subtract 8 from that.
And now I leave 7 only.
Yes, and the 10s you can remove because top 1, right?
And the green card, what am I doing with the green? Like, why did I put the token
this
there?
one here?
Is this a mistake?
You mean
the one in the middle. Yes.
Yeah, this is your enviro. This is the state of environment around your factories.
Okay.
It will deteriorate. No, don't take it away.
Okay.
It was at 5. It should be at 5. You don't change it yet. But we have the environmental phase where we calculate the net impact minus from the factories plus from your initiatives, right?
Yes.
And adjust that accordingly.
And how do I mark on the board that I have expanded? Like, do I add now with another mineral?
Yes, you take out the next oil refinery token and place it on the same territory. You see, it's now level 2, right?
Yeah.
So it will bring you profit of 3 at the cost of 2 enviros every turn.
Okay.
Good, but that was Sam's auction, right? So now, Cindy, if you like, you still have some money left. You could try and maybe take a look at the available initiatives, right? You need to adjust for that.
Or not?
Sorry?
Do I take a card here, right?
Yes, you draw the top card. They're random, right? It might be expensive. It might be cheap. We'll take a look.
Okay, so it says, I can't read it. How do I zoom to read?
I
found it.
click.
Yes.
Yeah.
So bioindication is a method of assessing the quality of the environment through observation of bioindicator species that are sensitive to changes in their ecosystem. This is 8
Yeah, this is the starting price 8, right? So you
8?
can't really
Yes.
afford it, can you?
And
That's expensive.
no, I can't. And then you get 3 environmental benefits. And
Every turn, yes.
Every turn, yes, but -1
to support
profits.
it. Exactly, yes. Yeah, but since this is now out on the auction,
Yeah.
the rest of the players, specifically Casey and Seb, can make their bids for it, starting with 8 or above.
But
I'll start with 8.
Sam doesn't have any money to do this, so.
8
No,
from-
Seb does. He hasn't
Seb,
paid anything
but,
yet.
yes, Sam, yes.
And Casey, you're going up with 8?
Yes, I'm going on the rate. 8.
Uh,
Considering that I'll be deducting per round, per turn.
yeah, I'm gonna pass. You can have it.
Thank you.
Cindy,
Yeah,
for
nice
someone who
Yes.
didn't want to compete too much, I'm interested
Yeah.
how the strategy now seems to be to bankrupt Sam.
Yes. Because I yeah.
Okay,
It's
so
just like the loser.
Yes, you pay 8 right now. Yes, and now this stays with you. All right, and now, yes, Casey, you still have your own auction. You could start if you like.
Can I open an event?
No, events happen at the beginning of the turn automatically.
Of the
Once
turn.
a turn, yes.
So I could choose to sell one of these or open another card.
Well, you cannot sell your refineries. At most, you can just close one of them, just remove it without any a return of profit. No, but you can try to start an auction. Yes, you still have some money in your bank, right? It's 7.
Okay. Sorry, I flipped the whole thing.
Yeah, if someone could flip it back. Yeah, it's still the 8 cost one, which you probably cannot afford since you only have 7, right? Could you please read it what it says here?
Okay. It says recycling. The base auction price is 8, and then each round you get 3 environs, and you deduct 1 money.
Yes,
per
profit.
ton.
Yeah.
So the description says many broken or used things can be recycled, which allows us to reuse the materials they are made of and to produce new things. This saves natural resources and reduces the amount of unnecessary waste. This is important.
Exactly. Well then, I
It's
guess.
almost like, is anyone willing to pay 80?
Yeah, it's the minimum cost of 8, your initial investment, which you cannot afford, but looks like somebody can.
Yeah, I'm not gonna take it. It's too expensive for me. Recycling is way too expensive. So.
All right. Yeah. Well, then, if nobody wants to buy it, it goes just next to the pile here in the discard, right next to the deck. Okay. And once we run out of initiatives, we reshuffle the discard back and reuse it. We can use buttons Q and E to rotate the cards around.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
You want to make it tidy, yeah?
And also, I would like someone. Yeah, okay. You have adjusted the price of oil refineries to 6. Perfect. Really catching up. Good. All right, we're done with the auction, right? I would just mention that actually any free deals between players are allowed. You can give lend money, right, for percentage extra returns. You can exchange or sell each other environmental initiatives. But the things you can do, of course, you cannot exchange the profit. Oh, sorry, enviros, right? You can't give somebody else your nature, right? Really, it stays with you. And you can't really exchange the refinery tokens. They're staying where they have been built, right? Anyway, yeah, let us do a little bit of calculations. So first, the environmental impact, right? Every player calculates how much their refineries harm the environment, and then how much of that is compensated by the eco initiatives. So let's maybe start with Seb, right?
Sure.
I mean, eventually everyone can do it at the same time, but just for illustrative purposes, let's take a look at Seb's situation. He has 2 level 1 refineries, right? 1 oil, 1 mineral. And as we can see here on his tablet, they each consume 1 enviro, but produce 1 profit. So first we do the enviros, right? It's a -2 for you this turn.
Okay, so I go from 8 to 6. And this is supposed to never reach 0, yeah, basically.
Yeah, the question is, what happens if you reach 0? Well, 0 is not that bad yet, but if you go negative, the state forces you to close one of your refineries. You remove one of the tokens from the board. And you do it every turn you are in negative, right? So you don't want this to go too low or you'll lose your profits.
Cool.
Yeah, so everyone else does that. I assume the situation for Sam is the same. It's -2. Cindy is also -2, but Casey has got a nice bio indication initiative.
I have my education, right? So I'm only I'm actually only -1.
Right.
Yeah, education. That's why we need to educate.
That's helping. Correct. Perfect.
So do I
nice
move
catch.
Do I move mine to 5?
You are moving it up by 1, right? It's a -2 plus 3. So up, right? So go from 2 to 3.
Wow, so Casey, you're actually improving the environment with your setup there.
I'm moving to 5 barrels, yeah?
Why 5? No, you get +3 from the initiative, but your refineries, you have 2 of them, each consumes 1, as you can see here on the tablet.
Yes, it does.
So the net change is +1.
That's really good. I should have bought this.
It's the wrong direction.
I should have bought the recycling.
You decreased it.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, perfect. Yeah. I mean, it comes with a little bit of experience, right? You see the balance between profits and environment, but it's fine. We're just testing it out. All right. Has everyone done that?
Okay, yeah.
Then comes the profit, right? Income. Again, we calculate the income based on this hint sheet on your tablet. All level 1 refineries each gives you 1 profit. But Cindy actually has a level 2 refinery, which gives her 3 profits, right? Better than 2 level 1s. Yep, so you go to 10, and then subtract anything you need to pay as a recurring cost for your initiatives, which applies to Casey here, right? He has to pay.
How does Cindy have 3? I'm seeing 2.
Yes, she put both of her tokens in the same territory. That means she has improved the level of her refinery, right? If you look here on your tablet on the right side, you see that higher level refineries are more efficient in production and harm the environment, well, relatively less, right? So this is why if you have a level 2 refinery, you get 3 profits each turn, not 2. Alrighty, that was the turn. Any questions so far?
Can I just say, Vichas, I really like this game. I think that the auction mechanism is such a great way of encouraging people to talk about like which things are important, which things aren't as important. It's really, really nice. And it already feels like a really well-balanced game. So I just wanted to congratulate you on that. But I really like the auction mechanism and how everybody gets the opportunity to do it. It's really, really fun. So yeah, I really enjoy that so far. And
are you all feeling more like an industrialist or more like a environmental advocate? Which is
why can't we be both, right? I want to be. I feel like Bill Gates, right? So I'm out there making loads of money, and then I'm also making money telling people how great I am at being an environmentalist as well. So let's do that. Let's live that way.
And that's the correct idea that you get for this game, right? You need to find the balance between both. You don't have to be poor at gaining money or bad at protecting the environment, right? Why not both? That's what we're trying to achieve by the end of the game, or I think we'll have to finish a bit sooner, but let's try at least start the second turn maybe, or
yeah. Sure, yeah? That's the beginning of the next turn. So I move this turn token to the next person, right?
Yep.
Okay, so that's you, Sam. I think you get to start the next event for all of us.
Great.
Actually, I like that you have to constantly make decisions every time.
Exactly.
It's not just during the auction. Even from the event, you already start calculating what to do.
This is very good. So I have the only contractor. For some reason, your competitors have not attended the auction. Instead of starting an auction, you can buy an eco-initiative, a oil, a mineral, or a TAD for its initial bid, which is what I like very much. So am I right in thinking that affects everybody? Is that correct?
No. If you take a look at the event card, there's a yellow box in the top corner. If there's a one person figure there, that means only the starting player, which is you.
Brilliant.
Jackpot.
That's what I like to see. So I'm helping nobody but myself with that particular card, which is
Exactly. So
fantastic.
nobody can outbid you. But I have to say, events can be also very unexpectedly dangerous, right? If you draw it. So don't think that all of them are very beneficial. Right?
So now I start which one I want to auction, right? So I can draw a card if I'd like to. And I think these eco initiatives are really fun and they seem super powerful. So I'm going to draw one knowing that as long as it doesn't cost more than 9, I'm the only person that can buy it. And I hope it's something really good. So I'm gonna draw it and watch everybody's faces as it comes out as well. So this basically is environmental certification. No,
12.
it's really good, but it costs so much money. That's really frustrating.
What is it about? Could you tell us?
Okay, so yeah, environmental certification shows that your production processes meet the highest environmental protection standards. It's +5 environs and -2 profit.
However, you can just buy it.
However, it costs 12 to buy. Now, I can't afford this unless Seb, would you like to lend me 3? Would you like to lend me 3 money?
No way. I want the certification for myself, of course.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Is there a way for 2 companies to do partnerships? So for example, we say I put 10 and Sam puts his 3.
Yeah.
And then we share the certification or 2.
Okay, I've got a great suggestion, Cindy. I'll put 9 in, you put 3 in, then every turn I'll take the +5 environs and you can take the -2 money.
No. Actually, Cindy has a very good point. As I said, any financial interactions between players are allowed and actually encouraged, right? So of course you cannot share the environmental affect the profit, but you are allowed, for example, to give this initiative to your partner for 1 turn and then they give it back for another turn, right? This is allowed, right?
Yeah, I can do that.
We can go 50-50 if you want on it.
Yes.
Okay, and I'll take it for this. I'll take it for this turn, and you can have it for the next one.
Okay.
Okay, so if you could lend me 6, then
I know.
Cindy,
I know this
okay?
is the final turn. I know.
That's not very
fine.
sustainable.
It's okay.
If someone makes the commitment, can the person pull out of a deal without fulfilling is there like something in the game that says you must fulfill your commitment? I mean, if you partner with another player.
Well, I mean, here you cannot really if you agree about some deal, right?
Yeah.
You cannot not hold it, right? So you actually must be true to your partner. You cannot lie, right? And say, okay, I give you money, and then you just keep the initiative and just don't do anything.
So Cindy, you're gonna lend me 6, Cindy.
So we're gonna put 6 and 6, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, we can do that.
Cindy, you're so kind, right? Okay.
So I go down. I have 10. I had 10, right? No,
I think we should place this card. We should place this card between both of you.
Very nice.
Just to remember what the deal is.
Sure. But it actually affects only one of the players every turn, right?
Right now.
Maybe more this way, I think, to start with.
Great.
Can we rotate? Okay, it's fine. It's okay. So
anyway, Cindy, do you want to also maybe bid for something? If you don't want to open any auctions this turn, it's okay to pass. It's no problem.
I mean, it's the last turn, so I will open an auction. No, I want to take the cards.
The initiative, right? Okay.
Yes, the initiative, yes, and see what I can do. So the initiative says, industrial filters significantly reduce the environmental impact of emissions into soil, air, and water. It costs 8, and it improves the environment by 3, but it reduces the cost by 1. It's industrial filters.
Sounds very good.
Well done, again.
I don't have money.
Yeah, you have already invested.
I'm open to partner with someone.
Yeah, KC, do you want to partner with me on this one? We can form the competing conglomerate.
Indicate.
Okay, so I will pay 4 of these.
And I'm paying 4 as well.
Awesome.
And you can start first.
Nice. So then we both get it. Cool. I think we've set up a battle for the ages here.
All right, but who gets it first? Who gets it this turn?
You can get first. I already have 5.
All right. Well, yeah, you have less enviros, so you probably want to keep it. No, okay.
So my turn now, yeah?
Mm-hmm. You're also going for the cards, Casey?
Yeah.
We're doing quite heavy investments into the environment here. We'll see how it plays out.
Okay, the battle.
Oh, this is good.
So it says our forest planting. Sam, I'm sure you will like this too. Okay, it says that you get 1 environ per turn and it costs you 0.
Oh, Casey, that card's absolutely that's my MO, that card. I
hope you have a lot. So, and then the description, trees are planted in order to restore a cleared or burned forest, reinforce hillsides, ravines, or river banks, and preserve species diversity. Actually, recently I saw that the Sahara Desert, like people are started planting forest, like it's. I don't know how to capture it, but reading this thing just reminded me of what I saw about. So the Sahara Desert in West Africa, and then I think an NGO, I can't remember the NGO, they're working with community members to turn it back into a forest. And I watched the video, it was really amazing. Like watching from landscape, all the green stuff. I didn't even know that those things could grow on the sand there. Anyway, maybe I'm just trying to increase the value of these two, very common.
Are you going to bid for it, Casey?
Yeah, I'm starting a bid.
Okay, I'm pushing that up to 3. Or where are you starting, Casey? Which level?
The same 2.
Same 2? Yeah. I'm going up to. Let's go for like 5.
But what if we did like a partnership, all 4 of us? We put 1 each, and just to say that the environment is a collective effort. It's not just one company doing
really
something.
nice.
We all have to come together.
Yeah,
it's true.
This would be really hacking this game. Great.
But how many rounds is still remaining? Because there is also the business side and the environment side. So we know when it's your turn. So the game doesn't end before it gets to you.
I'm happy to collaboratively go in this if I can have the card for the first turn.
I don't mind.
Would that be fair?
I'm afraid we have just this turn to finish the game due to the time constraints, right? If I get it right.
Yeah, but maybe
sorry.
Maybe this is actually a good moment to leave it here. So we're like just on the cusp of forming a kind of intercompany alliance and playing this game cooperatively, which I think is super interesting to try out. And at least personally for me, I really feel also this tension in the game of trying to think cooperatively while really having a lot of joy in going into this kind of industrialist making money mode, like from Monopoly or something. So I don't know about you guys. How do you feel? Like, what's your mood right now? Like at this point in the game?
I like how flexible it is. It allows for the things that Cindy just suggested, right? That's such a nice way of being able to think this is a collective action that we can take that ultimately is maybe not going to make that big a difference to each player, but it's going to make a big positive difference to the game world environment. And I like the fact that the game is set up to enable those kind of conversations and collaborations to take place. So yeah, it already feels, like I was saying, super well balanced. And I really like the artwork as well. It's really nice.
Yes, that was actually it is a second edition of the game where the art and some mechanics have been completely revised. And I agree, it looks just stunning. All right. Yeah, well, if we're finishing, maybe we will not go through the calculation of your... Sorry?
So I think it's a game that once the first round is played, everyone kind of gets the bare hang of it. So it's a game that, for instance, in the cafe here, I can teach people, but there are games that at each round you have to keep teaching new things. But for this, once you play the first round, then each player is empowered more to make their own decisions carrying on.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So as I was saying, if you take a look at the table here in the corner of the table, right? I don't think we'll go through the calculation step right now. Maybe you can skip it, but you can take a look how you can see how important the balance is, right? So the closer we are both indicators, the capital and the environment are, right? The more points you get, but as soon as you deviate from this balance, right, your victory points start to drop off very fast. Yeah. Of course, you get some extra points for every refinery token you have placed, right? Showing your economical development for every initiative you have. And there's also those special tokens which we have omitted for the sake of brevity, but they also give you some extra points. And one last thing I want to mention, while I still have the possibility, this game, the board game itself, right, the actual paper version, was designed to also be playable in teams. So unfortunately, in Tabletopia, you can't play like 8 players. I think you can't make it a team game, but actually you can play like groups of 2 people representing each company and discussing your strategies and making decisions together, right? So this also has been really promoted as a case study training for some companies, and the authors have visited several big companies and presented this game to the management and to the employees there, right? So they have been training this strategic planning, discussion, interaction with others, right? Preparing for the unexpected events, making some reserves, and and coming up best in terms of the balance. Yeah, this team.
Right.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
Yeah, great. I mean, thanks so much, Vitalis, for leading us through. I think we'll have a chance at the very end to also maybe say some final things where people can find it, how they can play, and also to compare both games. I would suggest maybe now we switch over. Great. So we've now switched over to Carbon City Zero. Sam, would you like to kick us off and tell us what this game is about? Like, who are we? What's our role? What are we trying to do here?
Sure. So thanks very much. So yeah, Carbon City Zero is a game that my colleague Paul Wake and I co-created with the climate charity Possible. And basically in it, you play a collaborative mayor, city mayor. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to reduce your city's carbon down from 50 to 0. And you need to do that before 9 rounds are over. Otherwise, you lose and the climate catastrophe happens. So this is called the World Edition. There was a previous edition of this game which was purely competitive, in which you all played the city mayor trying to get your carbon for your city down to 0. But then when we were play testing it with different audiences, they said, hey, why isn't this collaborative? Like, surely climate change is collaborative, right? And we didn't actually have an answer for that. So we just had to redesign the game. But it was a great, really cool opportunity for meaningful dialogue and actual co-design. So that was that. So yeah, so we're all ready to go. You can see the market deck's populated. Basically, everyone starts off with a hand of cards that is like a bit weak. And what we need to try and do is a deck builder. So we're trying to buy cards from the marketplace, which is the kind of 5 cards in front of everyone. We're trying to buy those to improve our hand, and as we then play, we're going to reduce the carbon as we go through. So it's probably just best if we jump in, Seb, if you go first. So if you start, Seb, by taking 5 cards, right, and then playing them one by one in the little white box in front of you. I think you've taken all 9, but it doesn't really matter. Yep, it's all good. Okay, so if you right click, I think if you right click or just take one at a time, yeah.
Okay, taking 5 cards.
And then if you click F on each of those, it'll flip it. Yeah.
Okay, and 4, 5.
Great. So Seb, basically now what you're doing is you're counting up how much income you've got, which is the total of the little yellow numbers in the bottom of the cards.
I have 2 that say budget. That's 2. Then I have 1 that says poor transport. That seems bad.
Yeah.
Then I have stock exchange, which is kind of gives me something, and with the dark +1 is kind of the carbon effect, the negative effect.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's a mixed bag, and then I have another budget. So I have 4 and
Okay, so the first thing you can do is though you've got a special rule. So the special rules are like the words in text on that stock exchange. What that lets you do is it means if you want to, you can replace one of the cards in the marketplace. But at the moment, I would recommend not doing that because there's enough there.
Quick look at the marketplace. So we have insulate buildings. That seems good. A small factory that gives us money, I guess.
Yeah.
Medium factory. Lobby ministers. Okay.
And I guess as we saw with the previous game, it's about getting that balance between budget and carbon. Because if you don't get enough budget, you're not going to be able to buy the upgrade that you need to reduce your carbon significantly.
Okay, so I think I won't do anything here, but can I buy something then?
Yep. So which one are you going to buy?
I have, oh my God, it's hard to see. I think I have 4 money.
You have 4 budget. Yeah, that's right.
Okay. I think I'll buy one of those factories, actually. I'll buy the small factory then.
Okay, so if you drag that into your recycle pile.
Into my recycle, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So that means I can use it later? Or?
Later, and then if you replenish the marketplace now, so take 1 card from the market, exactly like that, perfect. And if you see the global card at the very top, can you see there's that landscape card? So this is a card that came into play in the setup. This is, sorry, it's the wrong way around when you swivel it, but this is like kind of outside effects that can positively influence everyone. And what this means is you can leave one of your spare budget cards on the table for the next player to pick up and to use in their hand if you want to.
I think I have money left, right? So, oh God, I have to get into the cooperative mode. This feels very different. So guys, should I, I just leave money on the table then for you?
Yeah. And then before you do everything else, work out what your carbon, how much the carbon goes up or down by, and then you can put those back into your recycle.
How do I do that?
So look at the little black diamonds and add that up.
Okay, so that's 2. So I have 2 carbon effect.
So it goes up to 52.
Oh my God.
Perfect. And then if you drag however many, you can leave 1 behind. If you can hold down Shift and draw a circle, exactly like that. And then you can drag it into your recycle.
No.
Okay. Don't worry.
All right. And that was my turn?
So if you leave, were you going to leave 1 budget behind for people?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Wait, where was it? I think I took it.
No, it's right here.
Is it there? Okay, great.
Yeah. Sam, I just wanted to ask, this global effect, right, only works for those lowest budget cards, right? Nothing...
Exactly. Good question. It only works for that specific budget card. So now it is KC. As KC's taking his go, I would recommend Seb just to sort out your recycle pile and to stack them properly. Otherwise, Tabletopia won't let you shuffle it.
Got it.
If just Seb does that, probably
I will work on that. Yeah.
No, wait, isn't it Cindy's turn?
So sorry, now it's Cindy's turn. Sorry, KC, that's my bad. It's Cindy's turn. Sorry, apologies.
And
so,
I can only
So if you take 5, so if you right click on the perfect. That's perfect, Cindy.
Okay, you can draw from anywhere from just your deck.
Yeah, that's great. And then on each one you can just click F. Perfect. Oh, that's a pretty good hand, Cindy.
So this is a lot of profit. Yeah. Okay. I can just.
Wow.
Okay, so I have a lot of budget. Do you mind reminding me again what is the yellow? So the yellow one is how much it costs.
Exactly. No, the silver one is how much the card would cost to buy, because those cards can theoretically get into the marketplace. Yes. The gold is how much it's worth, so how much budget it generates, and the black is how much carbon it creates.
Okay, so technically, and then the +4. So let's say this one, stock exchange, place 1 card from the marketplace into the discard pile.
So if you wanted to, the 5 cards, if you thought, oh, there's nothing there I really want to buy, you could get rid of those to like circle through them.
Let's see the marketplace. Small factory.
Can we afford the insulate building thing?
No, but you can afford the Net Zero Hub, which is a pretty powerful card.
And do I count even the 6th one, right? Or I don't?
Yeah, exactly. You count
Okay.
that 6th one because Seb left that behind for you.
Oh,
So I have. Wait. So I have. No. What is this? The last one. Okay. So I have 6 then.
Exactly.
Yeah. I can only buy the.
No, you
I can
buy
buy
Net
2
Zero.
cards, right?
You can buy. Yeah, you can buy 2 cards as well.
Oh, that's 5.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna get the Net Zero and the Small Factory.
Okay.
That sounds good.
So if you drag them both into your recycle pile.
And the reason we're getting factories is that we need money to pay for the carbon reduction efforts, basically.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And the factories can, yeah, if you, it's a bit fiddly, but it will, yeah, perfect. That snaps on. So
and
if
I need
you
to
now
put
take,
this one more, right?
Yeah, you now need to replenish the market deck.
So 52?
Sam, does market get replenished after every single
Yeah, after
card,
every time.
after,
Yeah, so after
your turn?
Technically, so Cindy, sorry, before you do anything else, can you
Yes.
just replenish the market
Yeah,
deck?
so I added 1, right? Ah,
yeah, that's
because this is 1.
It's very hard to use, yeah.
So
okay,
the Small
perfect.
Factory adds
Thank
1,
you, Seb.
so okay.
Sam, just to ask again, the yellow is what again?
So I say again,
The
Casey?
yellow is for what? I know black is
the yellow is how much budget it generates.
okay. And where do you count it on the board?
Okay, so if you draw 5 cards, Casey, and put them in the little white box, the playing area. Perfect.
So basically, you're going kind of turn by turn and seeing how much budget you have available at each time.
And Seb, maybe you or Vitalis could snap Cindy's budget onto the, yeah.
It's stuck, but let me.
Okay,
It's stuck. Oh my God.
Oh, Cindy might have locked it by mistake. It doesn't. So you could right click on it.
Card.
No, it's not locked.
Okay, we'll just ignore that then. We'll just pretend that's not there. That's fine. It's a ghost card.
I don't know what to do with that. Oh yeah.
There we go. There we go. It's all good. Okay, so KC, you can see that you've got a total of 3 budget.
What?
So you can buy cards costing up to 3 from the marketplace.
There's a lot.
Hydropower looks good.
A lot of stock exchange you have there, KC.
Hydropower, as a tip to everyone, is probably the most powerful card. I think it's a slightly broken card. It's a very, very, very powerful thing. And yeah, budget is gold. That's the terminology. We can call it budget. We can call it gold, whatever we want.
Gold.
Okay. Well, I can actually buy the hydropower.
Yeah, so if you drag the hydropower into your recycle pile, KC, perfect. And then if you take 1 card, KC, from the market place, so the market deck, sorry, and then replenish, yeah, perfect. Very good. Right. So if you work out now how much the carbon goes up by, KC, so if you count up all the carbon on the 5 cards in front of you.
Sorry, can you rephrase that? I didn't hear you.
So if you count up the carbon in front of you, which is the black numbers.
Yes.
So it should be 3.
2, 3.
Yeah, and then if you move the little black pawn up 3.
Wait, and so we actually have to get this down to 0, yeah?
Exactly.
It's going in the wrong direction, guys.
Right. So Casey, if you now take those 5 cards and put them into your recycle pile, and then once you've done that, Vitalis can take his go.
So aren't we like at 56 or something already?
Yeah, we're at 56. Yeah. The good news is it can't actually go past 65, so don't worry about that. Okay.
So we don't lose, right? If it's at max.
No, exactly.
Okay.
Sorry.
Sam, just a small technical question.
course.
I mean, theoretically, we all should have our hands in front of us, right? And we can discuss our strategies in advance. We don't have to play them out one by one.
It's
right?
Exactly. So it's a very good question, Vitalis. Like at the end of your go, you should really draw up to 5 cards so that you've got them in your hand so you can see them. But that's not the easiest thing to be able to like show on a split screen. But like when you're playing it like around a table, exactly that reason you have the 5 cards so you can talk about strategies going forward. But yeah, that's a very good point.
Yeah, so the way to do it in Tabletopia is to draw the card to the bottom of the screen, kind of, then it appears in your
but then nobody else sees it, right? That's the point.
Yeah.
But it's fine, we're playing for demonstration, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, I have the income of 4 this turn. Let's see. Well, I actually can't afford any green cards yet.
So you do have a stock exchange as well, Vitalis. So if you wanted to, you could, exactly.
I'm thinking of getting rid of the lobby ministers. It's been there like, all the time. It goes here, right?
Perfect. Exactly like that.
Wow. What do
you
know?
Decide?
I decided because it's very expensive, right? We haven't really achieved 7 budget one turn, so this will be just staying there, wasting the place for some better cards.
Shouldn't we save up for some really effective?
There are still. This is not the only effective card, right? We have to do something now. We're actually losing or increasing our carbon footprint. I don't want that.
I feel like these small measures aren't doing anything.
As I said, I assume it's not the only powerful card in the deck, is it, Sam?
But also
no. There's lots of powerful cards in the deck.
And look, even if we buy small cards, right, they will pop up again and again in our deck, and we will keep having this negative carbon effect every turn. So
how would we ever get 7 gold? Like that's only if we can kind of pass along a 2 gold card.
No, those cards, look, those 2 have much higher income than just 1, right? If we buy those, we get more income.
Exactly. So it's all about just like by like rounds 4, 5, 6, you're gonna have a really powerful like engine or like deck.
Got it. So you're kind of really planning a few rounds ahead what you have in your deck, kind of. Okay.
Oh, if you can keep track of what you have in your deck, then kind of, yeah. But what I'm thinking of is getting card sharing, right? Sam, my question is, if I buy this card, I don't get any effects on it yet, right? I have to draw it on my turn. Okay.
That is correct. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah.
And I will also leave over some budget for Seb then to buy something even better.
Nice. So if you replenish the marketplace as well, because you might draw a snag card, which you haven't, thankfully.
Okay.
And then if you think about adjusting the carbon as well, Vitalis.
Yes, but before that, I wanted to ask, do I replenish the market after every card I bought or at the end of my turn?
No, after every card you buy, because it can then affect what you might decide to buy next, etc.
Yes, my net carbon effect is +2, but we're trying to deal with that with green investments.
And it's because Seb's the last of the 4 players. Vitalis was. If somebody moves the green token down to 8, because we've done 1 whole round, great. And if that ever gets down to 0, we all lose, or you all lose.
Oh no.
I think we're doing really, like, I'm feeling the pressure here, so that's good.
Good. You should be feeling the peril, right?
Yep.
So I only had 4 on my. Do I take 1?
So what you need to do is now you need to drag that whole deck because it now becomes your draw deck.
Trying to.
Whoa.
Okay.
Yep, exactly like that, and then shuffle it, and then draw 1.
Good. Okay.
So theoretically, from your second go onwards, you can start bringing out those cards that you might have bought.
Nice. So there's budget, stock exchange budget, poor housing stock, bad, budget, poor transport. Okay, so nothing really great. Let's see what we can buy.
What about another car share? What do you say?
What's the car share?
I think there is some interaction between them possible.
Sure, let's get the car share. I mean, that's basically the only thing I can figure this on.
So the alert symbol on poor housing stock basically means that it's a snag card. So normally snag cards are those ones that have got yellow backgrounds that then just snag up your hand. But those cards that are in your starting hand can actually make their way back into the marketplace if they go into the discard pile and then you run out of cards in the marketplace and you have to recycle the discard pile to form a new marketplace, market deck, sorry, which is why we've got those little hazard symbols on there. So they can form snag cards if they ever end up back in the market deck, which can happen like by round 7 or 8.
Interesting. So I'm torn between buying the car share or actually doing something to get more money, because my feeling is like we can't afford any of the carbon reduction stuff. So what do you guys think? Should I get the car share or should I get the factory?
Oh, I guess, yeah, we need to think about the economy a little bit. Are we not getting anywhere?
Well, really, the solution is 58, and we want to get to 0.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Sam, I'm not sure. I just want to ask before, but there was a time Vitalis left a budget for someone. Sorry, I've forgotten if it was Cindy that was next said. But can other previous players leave cards for you? So I want to.
No. So the only reason you can leave a budget is because that global funding card is in play at the very top, because that was drawn out in the setup. So that's the only reason that can be left behind. There are other effects can happen depending on which global cards are drawn out. But at the moment, the only cards that can be left behind is you can leave one budget card for the other person.
Right. So I will leave a budget for the next person, and I think I will buy the car share. So
didn't we want to go for economy?
Yeah, you think it's better?
I thought we just discussed that, but yeah, I think we need some power for our engines, right? We can't really get far without investments. We should start with money.
Sorry, another question. Sorry, Sam, why is the silver color and the gold important? I know why.
Okay, so the silver color is like how much the card would cost to buy, and the gold color is how much budget the card generates. So it's like the silver is the cost of the card if you were buying it, and the gold is how much budget or how much income that card itself generates.
So when we count,
where is it counted?
Sorry, say again.
The income. Why do I need it? Like, where is there a count on the board for? Maybe I've missed it. Is there a place you count the way we are counting the black? Do we count?
Yeah. So the way I understand it is you only have the budget in each round, basically. But if you get better cards, you can get more money in each round. So that's the debate right now that we were just having about the factory, right? Like if we get the factory into our deck, then maybe in the next round we'll get the factory and we can afford the like some of the more expensive things. But if we keep having really weak cards in our deck, we can't afford any of the good stuff. So I don't know.
Okay.
So Cindy and KC, are you also happy with us going like industrializing to fight the climate crisis? Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so I will get the factory, and yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, and the carbon goes up again.
+3, right?
So I think +3. Yeah. So we're almost dead, or we're
Sam?
almost max.
We got this discard. Does it go to the discard?
Public apathy.
So, oh no, that goes into your recycle. So that now goes into your recycle hand, Seb. So that's a snag card. They're the cards that kind of snag up your hand, which is why you have to draw them each time. And then you have to replenish the market. Exactly.
What did we get there? Public apathy.
Apathy.
Okay, very good.
No one cares.
It's going really well, guys.
Yes.
Also, Sam, I think, there's this synergy aspect here, right? It works between the cards of the same type, does it?
Yes, exactly. So if you've got cards that have like a little hand symbol on it, then they link up to have special abilities. So having multiple cards of the same color in your hand is a very, very wise strategy.
So we want to specialize. One specializes in, for example, industry, one in, I guess it's like a law, right? Or what kind of type is that? Blue
so
one?
They've all got different sectors, exactly. So you've got the government, which is the blue one. You've got domestic, which is the green one. You've got industry, which is the orange. and then yeah, and that's right. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, for example, I already bought one car share. If I get the second one, I have a
Very powerful start of a hand. Exactly.
Yep.
So KC, now, the reason why budget's important is if you add up the gold numbers on all of the cards in front of you, just in that little white box, that's how much budget you've got this turn.
It's Cindy's turn.
Yes.
Sorry, Cindy.
So I have 4.
Yeah.
But for example, this one that says stock exchange, place 1 card from the marketplace into the discard pile, refill the marketplace. So I can do this now. It's an action.
Exactly.
So I placed 1 card into. So which one do we want to remove?
Again, this one looks like an expensive card that's been there since the beginning.
Yeah, but no, but it's a really good card.
We can't buy it. It's just blocking up space, right? But when we want to go like slowly increasing in our scale of investments, right? It's no point waiting until we can buy it. We'll lose the game before we actually can. We want to, because these cards, which we discard, they will get reshuffled back, right? If we run out of the market deck. We're not losing them really. Am I right, Sam? Those discarded market cards, they go back, right? Yeah.
They will eventually go back, yeah.
So I don't see any reason of keeping that. It's just slowing our progress down. But that's my point of view. What do others say?
I personally would rather remove a card that would increase the carbon and then hope that the card that we would get is like a cheaper. Because for example here, so I have 4 and this is 5, right? This costs 5.
Yep. Okay, maybe you could remove charging points. Again, this will need, this is even more.
Yeah,
yes.
That's even more expensive.
This is a worse card. Oops.
It's not bad, actually. It's very good for, who is specializing in industry? It's Seb, right? So eventually Seb wants to buy this.
Yeah, but for now, let's get rid of it because it's too expensive.
All right.
Let's take another one. Oh, how do I take just one? Wait.
Just click and drag fast.
Okay.
Oh, did we replace the global event or
global opportunity? No.
So that goes up.
Sam, how does this work?
So we put this here, no?
What does it say? It says
it's a global opportunities. In the draw phase, players draw 6 cards.
Oh, that's good.
Nice. So should I put this in the global card then?
Exactly. So
and do I take another market?
Exactly. So that's a really powerful card to bring out.
Yes.
So all the players will draw
4.
now.
So I'm going to buy this because I think I have 4, which is Global Summit, and we decrease the carbon by 2.
Oh, this is great.
Market deck.
First carbon reduction.
No, it doesn't decrease anything. It has to work together with another government card for that.
What?
No.
It is a synergy, right? This shaking hands symbol means this effect only works if you play that and another blue card
at
the same time.
Damn it. But wait, because it has other options. Search the market deck for 1 global card and play it now.
Wow.
Oh, that's powerful.
Okay. So I buy this, first of all. With my
could
4.
you first ask Sam,
4.
how do several global cards at the same time work? Do you choose one?
No, they all stack. So Cindy pulling that card out is really powerful.
But wait, does this happen right now or when the card gets played out?
No, so that has to go. So the card that Cindy's just bought has to go into her recycle pile, exactly. Oh no, but unfortunately, exactly.
Poor communication.
You also get that, unfortunately.
It's okay.
So that has to go into your recycle pile, sorry, Cindy.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. And then
what is it? What's the snag?
This one.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know I have that problem.
You can't speak when you have this.
No, I think there's actually been good communication. I mean, this feels like quite a natural place to stop the game and to pause, actually.
Okay.
All right.
No, because I think it'd be really interesting to hear you're collaborating really actually quite effectively. It's really nice to hear you talking through the decisions on making those points. And there was quite a lot of contrast between Vitalis, who wanted to maybe go down the industrial route and start generating money, and Cindy, who was like, no, we just need to hold on and wait for some nice cars to come through.
Yeah.
So there was quite a nice balance there.
To be fair, if we probably finish this game and play another round, our decision making will probably take longer because people will see the need for all of those actions. That's what I think. Usually when people will play a game they go up, that decision making before a bit.
No,
Like for
absolutely.
me right now, I'm more of, okay, let me just see the decision where it takes us, because I know that during my own round, I also get the opportunity to do that. So there are probably things I would have argued against, but I still don't quite understand the consequences. So maybe that's why it's going smoothly.
No, but and I think what I would say is
Maybe because they're all nice people.
I know that Seb was quite worried about the carbon going up very high, but it's completely normal with the game for the carbon to go up quite high at the start and then for it to come back down. And that was part of the design element as well, because when we were playtesting it, the carbon didn't really go up that high at the beginning, and people's feedback was, "Where's the dilemma at the start?" Which is, also true of the real crisis, right? So that's why it feels as though it goes up quite high at the start, and then there's you can knock like 20 carbon off in one go, which is quite satisfying later on.
Interesting. So you deliberately tweaked it so the problem is felt really strongly at the beginning.
Exactly.
Yeah,
yeah, because I've played the game before, so I played the individual one, and I remember that I had this plan that, I'm gonna take it's fine if I take the profit and then I will do it later. But then you forget that thing is moving around, so you go down every turn, and then you're stuck with all this, with the carbon going up, and that's why now I was very scared to just risk it. I just wanted to go down as soon as possible.
And that's a good comment as well. I think if you're playing solo mode, it's really hard. Whereas like with 4 of you, it's a bit slower, but it is more straightforward, and there's less of a worry. And you can start doing, as Vitalis was encouraging people to do, like one person can get all the green cards, or another person could get the blue cards, and that's quite a nice strategy going forward.
I also want to add another comment about the cards, because when I've played it before as well, I just love that the cards are very interactive as well. So it's not just like a strict rule. You even have those things that you read, like what I was saying. So for example, it's not just about like 5, it costs 5 or you draw 4. You also have to read, like, you need to place this, and cards collaborate with each other. And I think it's really special for this game.
Oh, thanks, Cindy.
Yeah, I really liked it. I actually like the mechanic. This is the deck builder, right? Like I think one of the most familiar or famous ones are Dominion, right? So where you keep
exactly
deck, trying to make it better, remove the bad cards, find some interactions. Yeah, and I really think, it doesn't look like you're going anywhere the first couple of rounds, but I'm sure, as Sam said, that in the when you're 3 or 2 rounds left until the end of the game, the scale of carbon fluctuations gets much larger. It gets like -10, maybe even 15 every turn. Yeah, I'd really love to play this more. I think I'll.
Me too.
I'll share this with my board gaming friends, and we'll give it a test.
Oh, thanks, Vitalis.
Yeah, to me it's also really interesting how it kind of models a different point in the climate crisis, like both games. Like if we do like a few minutes of maybe comparing the experiences a bit, to me this is really interesting how it's like I feel like I'm in sort of some kind of crisis center here, and we have to solve this now. And in Ecologic, it's quite interesting because I'm cooperating kind of, I don't know, from a feeling of having my own project, right? So in a way, I also feel like I have much more agency in the Ecologic game, whereas here it's more like we have to do something. Yeah. I mean, I guess it's just like cooperative versus competitive gameplay, but it's just interesting how these two perspectives sort of model different sides of the of the climate dilemma, right? Because I mean, it's just like depending who you are in this crisis, you have a different experience, I guess.
Yeah, but I love that both games kind of bring the dilemma in front of the player, because it's not just about profit versus saving the planet. It's actually, it's that dilemma. It's like doing both of them. So it's interesting to put us in this perspective.
I think, sorry, go on, Casey.
I think I enjoy that the drawing deck, the space. So once people are drawing, it brings everyone's attention to that particular space. So like the whole decision affects everyone. And you just know that this is where you don't have to, maybe it's because of the feature of the computer, you don't have to keep turning the screen to look at, just know that this is the place the action is taken. I love that. Oh, this is biased, but I enjoy magenta, and everywhere I'm seeing magenta. And it goes around, normally the color of the climate change, if it's not green, it's dark, black, people want to spray. Just like this is in the eye, it's just beautiful. I enjoy the whole color. Sorry, like I said, this is biased, but I love magenta.
That's good to know. Thanks, Casey. Vitalis as well. I just wanted to say with Ecologic, I can imagine it works really well in a classroom setting, because I think you've done an amazing job that by the time you've got the board setup is pretty straightforward. And so it feels super easy to learn, which is really nice. And like I said, I honestly, also looking forward to taking it to the table with my friends as well, because I think it's a great way of like engaging dialogue, and that trading mechanism is really nice. And yeah, I think I know some of the games you borrowed it from, like as in when I'm playing it, it makes me think of things like Puerto Rico and other games like that. And yeah, it's just really, really nice mechanic. I really like that trading mechanic a lot.
So I have a maybe final or one question I have to both Sam and Vitalis is that I think it's interesting that in both games there's, at the core, there's still kind of like a capitalist trading system, or you have to invent somehow, right? So like, I'm curious if either of you considered as an option for players to do something about the economic system, or if it was a conscious choice to just like leave kind of a basic economic system in place that we know, or if you also thought about, okay, can we model kind of changes to that in the game design? Maybe we can start with Vitalis because we played that first.
Sure. Well, again, the idea of the authors who came up with the game concept originally, right, was to model their real world economical conditions, right? And also this auction mechanism is there to show that actually when you like have some, you run some projects, you want to get funding, right? The person who offers the best price gets it. It's not always that you go like to a supermarket and buy whatever you want. No, at this scale, right, you have to be competitive. I mean, that's a very interesting idea to introduce alternative economic mechanics, right? But I would assume also in case of Carbon City Zero, this was done primarily because this is how actual things run at the moment, right? So this will be most familiar for most people, and also kind of direct their train of thoughts into real things that are happening right now, right? So they will think, why aren't governments spending all their money on environment? Well, because they will go bankrupt, right? We'll have nothing to eat, no social security, nothing. Yeah, but the idea is very interesting. I would probably explore it as a different kind of game, right? Not trying to introduce it into the same game. But yeah, sounds very original, I would say, yeah.
I guess just to add to that, I think when we were, for exactly the same reasons that Vitalis was saying, that's why we had that underlying mechanism. I think what we wanted as well was that you can see from some of the cards, some of them feel more powerful than others. And maybe that power isn't actually reflective of how powerful they are in the real world. Like, is a hydropower plant more powerful than a biogas reactor? But the whole point was that they're not necessarily supposed to be balanced perfectly, because then it initiates that dialogue so that people can think, oh, actually, is lobbying ministers the most powerful thing that I can do personally, or is buying a biogas reactor? I actually think that Vitalis's game has so much flexibility that it completely enables people to change the trading and economic mechanisms, though, as Cindy tried to help us to do, which I really like. So I think like the ability, and we all know as game designers, right, Vitalis, people play our games in different ways than we expected them to play, which is quite nice, or all of us know that. But I think your games has the capacity, as Cindy was showing, to actually go past that trading mechanism and to do something that doesn't necessarily benefit each individual, but benefits the game, which is really, really nice, I thought.
Great. So I think we've reached the end of this session. So big thanks to Casey and Cindy for joining us to play these games, and big thanks, of course, to Sam and Vitalis for showing us the games.
Thank
Vitalis,
you for inviting us.
Sure.
I just had fun. Thank you.
So if you want to play these games, we'll have the links to the Tabletopia versions in the event page. You can also head over to our virtual courtyard right now if you want to find a group of people that you don't know to play a few rounds of these games. And we'll include links to other different versions where you can also order them or get physical versions or different digital versions of the games in the event page. So have fun with that, and thanks everyone for joining.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.